Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft. Now this will probably be my last video now until New Year, so I'm going to be having a couple of weeks off. So I really wanted to do this and it's been a challenge, I have to say, but I think I've got it all now, and it's going to be a 3D snow globe, like an ornament that's going to stand and you're going to be able to, well, actually shake it if you want to. So you will need a couple of circles, whatever you use to cut a circle, a cutter or dies or whatever you want to use. My circle, I've used two. The largest one is 5 3/4. The next size is 4 1/4. That's the circles I've used. Now you need 2 pieces of card. You need one which is 11 3/4 by 3 inches. The other one is 7 3/4 by 3 inches. And we need to score them. So score the longest piece on the long side at 1/2 inch on each end. So 1/2 inch, turn it round 1/2 inch again. Score the short side at 1/2 inch and 2 1/2 inches. The smaller piece, just score the short side again, 1/2 inch, 2 1/2. That's it for that. Now what I want to do is take the longer piece and I just want to remove the little squares here in the corners, and I'm going to do that on both ends of it. So we have this. Now what we're going to have to do is join these two together. So I'm going to pop glue on one of these glue tabs. Doesn't matter which one because they're both the same. I'm going to get this glued together first. Now if you watch my videos, you may remember I did the easel hat card a while ago, really popular, and you need to basically create the same kind of thing. So you're going to have to create little teeth all the way down both long edges because it's going to be a circle. Now I happen to find this die that I've had for ages actually, and I've never used it, and it's brilliant. I wish I had used it. You basically just put it on and run it through your machine. You can just keep adding it and adding it because there's no end cut lines. I'll put the link. It's from ALINACRAFT, and you also get a lovely little handle with it as well. But you can still make this without this die. But yeah, you get a lovely handle with it as well, and you get that. So if you don't have this, you just need to get some scissors and you just need to cut your little teeth in all the way along, all the way along, all the way along. So I'm going to do that, but as I said, I've realised that I had this die, tried it out, and it's brilliant, so I'm just going to use this. So I will cut both of the edges out, both sides, and I'll be back. Okay, I have done all of the little teeth, and I've obviously we joined them together. Now what I've done as well is I've heat embossed the word Noel, and I've just glued some little star die cuts on there. of course you can do whatever you want to yours. Now we need to join it together by putting some glue on this little tab here. Okay, so just join that together. Now, because this card is quite thick, it's about 300 GSM, every time you join it together it just wants to kind of fold like that. But I'm hoping once I get the circles on it should sort of hopefully sort that bit out. If it does still kind of stick out, that will be probably the bottom of my snow globe. But yeah, I've done it with thinner card and it doesn't seem to do it, but when you use thick card and join it, it seems to want to just keep bowing out like that. So just don't worry about that for now. Right, so I've cut out a circle, and then I give you the sizes before, a smaller one. This will end up being the front, but not the finished front. So it's going to have to go. So I'm going to turn this, so when it's together I want my Noel the right way, so I'm going to turn it this way and I'm going to glue this inside of here. So we're going to glue, and then when we turn it over, obviously you're going to have this underneath the little teeth. So don't worry about it. This is just, it's not the finished front, but it's going to form part of it. So what I'm going to do is just put glue all around the outside of this little circle so the little glue tabs can stick to this. I'm making sure I've got it the right way, and then I'm going to start an attempt to, so get these, flatten them down a bit, them teeth, keep it flat, and then hopefully the shape of this circle, it makes it so much easier to stick the teeth when you're sticking it in this way. If there's any that have come out, just get them back in. So can you see it's so much easier being part of the front. Now the next part, obviously we've got a bit to put on the back, but we'll do that later. So for the back, just to show you, I've done another circle. I've cut out a one from blue card, a one from silver, and I've die cut some stars and put the silver behind it, so I've actually got two circles. That is going to end up going on the back, so that's going to be the inside. This happens to be a lovely die actually. I think it's from Pete Hughes. It's called Whoosh. That just cuts inside the card. And then I cut this out again from silver card, and I used all the little stars to stick around there. So that's how I got that. So we don't need this for now. Right, you're going to need another circle exactly the same size, and what we're going to do is just roughly cut this circle in half. I'm not bothered if it's not right in the centre, just as long as we're cutting it roughly in half. So got half. Now these are what you're going to build your scenes on, because I'm going to use like traditional little villagers, but honestly you could use a snowman, a Santa, a gingerbread man, a stocking. You could put anything you want in this. It doesn't just have to be a little scene or a village. Now, so here's our globe. If we come along and just start gluing our little houses in here. Because it's a circle, they're going to start to go up and they're going to be all, you know, we don't want them, we want them flat. So the reason I've cut this is because our circle will go in here, our half circle, and we can build our little scene on here. So they're all going to be actually straight. So what you can do is, if you have any edger dies, you know I like using edger dies for this thing. I'm going to cut what would be the tops of them with a little edger die, and I think I'm going to go for 2 layers in this one. So you can just use whatever you want. It doesn't matter if they don't quite fit, you're going to be trimming it anyway. So I'm going to cut them out and I'll be straight back. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've done. I've created this with the half circle. So it's really easy to do. So I've got the next one. All I did was I took some scissors and roughly in the middle I just cut 2 little sort of slits up there. Then I want to score them. So I'm going to score above them 2 slit lines so that I can fold it. Okay, so that's what we've now got. Now you want to try to follow it around with your scissors the same sort of distance, like that. Do the same with this one. So you end up with this, and then it's going to get stuck into the globe like this. Do you see the tab that we've created will glue onto the bottom? Now if I just glue it in like that, the chances are it's going to wobble, like, or it's going to tip back. This is why I've added these 2 little side pieces here, so that I can glue them onto the side as well, and it will keep it a lot more stationary. So when I glue this in here, I will have the tab on the bottom as well as 2 on the side, just to stop it moving, because I also am going to put quite a bit of fake snow in here as well. So just sort of pop it in and just get that it's going to fit, which that looks fine. And then I cut 2 little pieces of scrap paper. I didn't even measure them, if I'm honest. I just cut them and folded them in half. And they might be a little bit too big, so I'm just going to trim it down. And then all you're going to do is just glue them right onto the edge, where you will be able to glue that to the side of the globe. And that's all I did, because I just think this is a better way to do it, rather than just gluing them in from the bottom, because they're just going to wobble, and especially if you're putting snow in, it could just tip them forward. So we just really wanted a bit more stability for them. So I'm going to do the same with this one, and then I'm just going to glue my little scene onto it. I might add some more of the expand paste on here just to give it more of a sort of snowy look. And you could add glitter as well. You can do whatever you want, really. So that's how I made them. And then I've got that one like that, so I'm going to have my little sort of church here. But as I said, you may not even want to use a scene. You might just want to, you know, put like a large snowman or a Santa Claus or whatever. It can be anything. Okay, so that is them done. So I'm now going to decide which way I'm going to have them. I think yeah, I might have this one at the front, that one at the back. So this one's going to go in first. So you want glue on all of your tabs. And this, there we go. So I've got my two little villages in, and that's going to be how it will be. Make sure they're glued in. And we're not really going to see once we get our snow and stuff in anyway, so I'm not too worried about that bit, but that's definitely made them a lot more stable in there. So the next part is the back. This will be the back of mine. Now you need this bit, we want it to glue inside, so we want the tabs to be in there like that. Don't glue it like that so the tabs are showing. Glue it so the tabs are on the top. So you've got to try and get this inside of here first. So the best way to do it is glue around the outside. Like that. Now I want to get where I want mine about here. So I'm going to have to push this in. This is where it will get fiddly, but if you can just get it in, because then we can tip it over and push it. Do you see? So if we get it in like this, get it under the tabs, like that, and then when we tip it this way, we can push it down onto the back. Get a bone folder or something and get in under there. And trust us, this is the easiest way to make it, because I tried to make it just by gluing the circles, or one on the front, one on the back. Oh my god, it did not work. It was a nightmare. You want it like this. I wasted so much time on it and realised, well, actually this is not going to work. We're going to have to do it in layers. So that's what I want. Now see, that's actually, for what it is, that's gone in really easy. And it looks the neatest, and it's just the best way to do it from what I've learned from making this. Because I've had this in my head for a while and I just kept thinking, I don't know how I'm going to do it really. And I'm so glad I have, because I think when it's finished it's going to be beautiful. So we're going to come along and put another piece to cover it. So I'm just going to Okay, so we're ready to do the front now. That bit is just for the back. I'm going to have the back of mine blue. And what I've done is I've cut another circle the same. I've cut a piece of acetate which is going to get glued to the inside of the circle. But before I do that, I've also cut out a little blue sort of border. Turn it over going to glue my acetate in. There we go, there's the back glued on. Now, I got this snow from Hobbycraft last year, I think. It's really nice. And what I'm going to do, I think that will do. There we go, that looks beautiful. Now, glue. Oh, isn't that just absolutely stunning? That is beautiful. Oh my word, that is so nice. A lot of work, but it's worth it. Now, I made some white and silver poinsettia flowers, and I want to glue them along the front. I got them last year actually, which were stamps by Chloe. Really nice. You get the die and stamps, and I also got the little bits of foliage and stuff, which is these. Now, isn't that absolutely stunning? That will be going away and coming out year after year. Absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness me, that is beautiful. So I'm going to make the stand, and then we will see it when it's all complete. So I'll get this cleared away and we'll do the stand. Okay, we're going to make the last part, which is the base. Really simple. You need 2 pieces of card, which are 4 by 2.5, and you need 2 pieces which are 3 by 2 inches. The pieces which are the largest, 4 by 2.5, along the top, just measure in 1/2 inch on each side. So measure it 1/2 inch and 3.5. Draw a pencil line from that to the bottom corners, and then you just want to trim that off. And you can use this one as a template for the other one. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, as I said, use this as a template. Okay, the 2 little pieces, you want to score these on the long side. Score them both long side 1/2 inch, 2.5. 1/2 inch, 2.5. That's it for them. The base is probably the simplest part. Well, no, probably about it, it is. So we're just going to give them a fold. Now, I've made a prototype here, and I used a circle die, but I think it's left them points, because if you know a snow globe, when you sit it on, it's sort of like that, isn't it? So I'm not going to use a circle die. I found this die here, which I'm hoping, just by putting it like that, will work. So you can use whatever you've got. You could just cut it by hand. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to run that through like that on both of mine. Actually, is that not going to be the wrong way? No, that's right. So I'm going to run it through and then do it to the other one, and I'll be back. Yeah, that's perfect. So much better than that. That is just way too much, isn't it? So take your little sides, and they're going to go at the bottom. Now when you come to glue them at the bottom, you'll have this little bit sticking out. Just all you would need to do is just snip it away like that, but you could do that now just by mitering the little corners there. And then it's up to you how you decorate your little stand. This is going to be the front, so I've got a Noel, and I'm going to put some of those, I've still got some of those little stars left that I cut out of silver. I'm just going to dot them around, but I can do that in a minute actually. So get some glue on here and glue it to the bottom. There we go. Now we're ready for the big finale. Again, it'll be hard for you to see because you're above, but it will sit in and it will actually hold it perfectly. Now I'm going to try and show you. That is just absolutely stunning. I am so happy with this. Absolutely beautiful. And the good thing is you can actually shake it. Now isn't that just beautiful? My word, that is so nice. I think that may be one of my favourite projects for 2021 actually. And there you have it. Absolutely stunning. Now if you wanted to make it as a gift, you could put another small circle on there to write a message. You would need a box for it, which we can do a box if you want, but obviously it's Christmas next week. I don't know if I would get time. I could maybe just write up the instructions on my blog if you wanted to give one as a gift, but this is going to stay with me, and I'm just going to, you know, my cat's had that. I can tell. He's been munching on that. So anyway, I'm going to keep mine, and mine's going to be displayed, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So if you check out my blog, you'll get to see better pictures, and I will have some measurements on. Obviously not loads because a lot of this is just done by hand, but I can put the measurements of the circles I used, definitely the measurements for the stand. So I don't know if I'll be back anymore. I may be back in the new year. Well, I definitely will, but I don't know if I'll be back before Christmas Day. So if I'm not, I wish you all a very happy Christmas and a brilliant new year. Thanks for everything for 2021. It's been a pretty successful year for me. I can't complain at all. So take care everyone, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.